I had a woman come up to me a few months ago at a parish that I was speaking at, and she said, "I just want to tell you, I drove an hour and a half to come here to talk tonight just because I really wanted to thank you." And I said, "Oh, cool, thanks." And she said, "Yeah, 5 years ago you were on Grace Force with Father Heilman and Doug Barry." And I didn't even, I mean, Doug and Father are friends of mine, and I've been on several times, so I didn't really quite, I'm like, well, I kind of remember it was right after COVID or during COVID. And she said, you were explaining the authority structure, um, and the importance of the authority structure, right? And the nuance of some of the stuff we talked about here. And she said, at that time, my daughter was 15 years old and she was going through some gender dysphoria and was wanted to transition to be a male. And we were devastated. But we heard this podcast and you're talking, we never heard of you before. And we heard you talking about this and your work with Father Ripperger. And she said, we realized that we were these things weren't in order. And this was a very articulate, upper middle class, educated, white collar, woman. And she said, we started putting that into practice. And it really, she said, I wanted to know it saved our marriage, and just putting that into practice brought our daughter back from a very dark place. This is the importance. This isn't a game. This isn't, hey, this is my theory or this is apologetics.
Right. Yeah.
There's real implications to this.